So I'm on the way to Sprouts now. I like to hang normally around the grocery stores on Sundays especially, even on Saturdays, because those are just where the best orders are, and I tend to just try to like hang around in those couple areas where I know there's a few grocery stores. I just dropped off that first order. That was a really small order for Safeway, so that was really fast. It was only 5 items. And then as soon as I dropped that one off, I already got a new offer coming in. So we're gonna do this order now. This one is kind of a lot of items, but for the pay, it's still a great deal. And for the time, it'll take about an hour, a little bit more than an hour. We'll see if I can get it done. I can shop pretty quickly because I'm just really used to going to the grocery stores, and I frequent the same couple stores, so I know these pretty well. I might be able to get it done in less than an hour, and if so, that would be amazing for the hourly pay. So hopefully this one goes well. The units is more than the item count, so there's many multiples on this order, which should make it go faster. So we'll head into Sprouts and get this one done. Also, kind of an obvious thing, bring your lunch with you because you will get hungry if you're doing a long shift, and especially going to all these grocery stores. I literally get so tempted and so hungry to spend so much money on things that I don't need. I make myself food before and then I just pack it. But today I made this delicious veggie BLT. It's actually really good with vegan bacon. So I'm just gonna finish that really quick and then we'll head inside. So I definitely had a little bit of high hopes on that one. I'm for sure on track for this to take a little bit more than an hour. Looks like it was just about on point. It did take me slightly longer than I thought. There was a few items I'd never bought before and I ended up not being able to find them. It took me a while to find that I'd never bought before. So it is gonna take a little bit more than an hour, but because of the total offer being about $32, it's definitely still well worth the time it's gonna take. It's a high-rise tower in downtown, which is where a lot of my orders end up going. But I pretty much know all of the high rises by now, and most of them are actually really easy to drop off to. Have a loading zone that's right by the door and it's almost always open. So let's just hope that it's open again today so I can just pull in there right in front of the front door and drop it off quickly. Okay, just finished that order. I had to take 2 trips to a high-rise building in downtown because they had 4 bags, heavy bags from Sprouts, and 2 cases of water. To say the least, that was super painful. I tried to carry both cases of water at once, and I actually made it pretty far, but I think I'm just gonna stop trying to do that because it never ends well. One of the cases, the top case, fell off and then it broke. That's happened to me like 2 or 3 times now, so I think I'm just gonna give up on the fact that I can do that. I had to leave the broken case downstairs, go up, deliver what I had in my hands, come back down to the lobby, grab the case of water, go back up. Super annoying, sweating like crazy, but honestly, it's kind of nice. It's like doubling as my workout. I'm getting plenty of a workout from doing this, so it could be a lot worse, but a good thing is, as I was dropping that off, I got this order, which is a great one. So I'm parked here at Taco Bell and we'll be able to get this done super quickly. That was a really fast order. It definitely made up for having to deliver all those water bottles and how annoying that was. But also on that order, that was only an $11 tip, which to me, not very good considering how many items the order was and how much effort it was to complete it. Well, most of the pay from that high paying offer was Doordash pay. I'm gonna put the breakdown here of exactly what the pay versus the tip was. Still a really short distance. Overall, still really worth it. But also working in this zone, it is kind of what you deal with the territory in any sort of downtown city. But overall, what do you think about shopping orders? I really want to know what the overall consensus is on this because I ask people and I get like split responses. A lot of people that I've at least talked to personally say they don't like them. I make a lot of my money on shopping orders, so I'm a big fan of them, but it seems like there's really mixed opinions and a lot of people won't even do them at all. So definitely let me know if you do Doordash or Uber. Do you like doing the shop and deliver orders, or are they more of a hassle and not worth your time? This has also been my new favorite thing. I got this comically large water bottle recently just to bring for dashing because I had my regular water bottle that I bring everywhere with me. I think it's a 40 ounce, and every time I would be working, I'd run out of water and then inevitably end up buying a water bottle at the grocery store, and that's just such a waste of money. Like, I genuinely get upset if I don't have my water when I want it. So I got this new water bottle literally just for bringing for door dashing. I think it's like 60 ounces or like a gallon, or probably is what it is. But after those orders, let's hope there's no more water bottles to high-rise apartment buildings, or at least one case. I can handle one case as long as they don't have a bunch of other groceries, but 2 cases, let's just hope that's done for today. So this is really interesting. I've been seeing a lot of these orders where DoorDash will stack a grocery order and then a food delivery order. And they're doing this a lot with orders with lower tips, where the one order has 0 tip or a very low tip. And then the other order is a lot better, and they stack them together to get both of them delivered. And usually the food order is dropped off first, and then the grocery order is done after that. Prime example of that. So not only was this an order that had a 40 pack of water bottles, but as you can see here, it had a $0 tip. So the mass majority of that pay was all coming from DoorDash Pay. It was actually the Barro's Pizza order that had a decent tip on it, even though you would think by looking at those two that it would be the grocery order that would have the bigger tip. It's always interesting. Sometimes your assumptions are on point and sometimes they're completely opposite of what you would think. And I'm noticing this a lot more with the stacked orders. So it was nice though, even though it was a giant case of water bottles after what I just went through with the other water bottles, the customer did come out to the curb. It was a house and they did come out to grab the water bottles. So honestly, a $0 tip is never fun, but they did make it really easy for me to drop it off. So overall, the offer was not great, but not bad. And I did just get this great offer for CVS. So let's go get going on this one. So I got a great double stack order to the grocery store as I was already on the way to drop off the Uber Eats order. So that was perfect timing because they were really close to each other. So I dropped the Uber Eats one off, and then I got a stacked order for Safeway, but it was 2 different Safeways, which is super annoying. In this case, both of these orders should have been batched to the same location given the address, like the customer's drop-off addresses. So I don't know why I did that. On the way to the second Safeway now, and I have all of the ice cream in this bag. This first order was basically all ice cream, which is always really nerve-wracking being in Arizona because I don't want it to show up melted. But I just put it, this is actually a pizza bag, but it's insulated. So all the ice cream is there, making sure it's good, and then we'll just do quickly. This is like a 5 or a 6 item order, so this should be really quick at this Safeway. So I got this order, which is another one of those stacked grocery and food delivery orders, but they're not going to the same customer. I didn't really want to stay out for another hour, to be honest, but this was a really good offer, so I decided to just take it. But we'll definitely be curious to see what happens when I see the breakdown. It could be another one of those, like the one I had earlier, where one of the orders was super low and no one wanted it, so they batched it with another better paying order to get it delivered. I'm gonna head into Sprouts, do my last order of the night, and then we'll see what the breakdown ends up being. So we're finally home in this horrible lighting. But I actually screenshotted an order that I got that I really didn't want to do because I didn't want to drive further away from home. Declined it, but I'll put it here. It was a good one I would have done. So I started driving closer to home, and then I got this order, which was great because this one was a lot closer to where I wanted to end. So I got a great one to end off on. So we'll see and add up what the totals were for tonight. So for today, I ended with $144.38 from DoorDash, then $64.64 on Uber. So that brings the total to $209.02 for the day. So it's always great to clear 200 in one day. Can sometimes do that on the weekends on either a Saturday or a Sunday, but for me, that is a great number. That was for about 8 hours. So that brings my hourly for today to about $26, which is really great. I am able to do better than that sometimes, but I've also done worse. I would say that's a pretty solid number to end hourly, especially to keep that up for 8 hours. So that was my total for today. Start off next week and get back to it and then see what we can put up for next week.